Today I will teach you about the data types in PHP. Let me open the Visual Studio Code editor. So you can see Visual Studio Code editor is available here. If you don't have, you need to install. Just click this one. And this is the environment for the Visual Studio Code editor. There I have a folder called PHP and I have a few programs. You can create your own folder and you can start creating the files. So you need to load this like file, open folder, and once you go for this, you can go for selecting the folder and you get like this. The folder name can be anything. Now you want to create a new file. You can see an icon here, new file. Just click that. I will write here data types.php. So any program for PHP, the extension is .php. So this is a place where you need to type your program. So here the PHP program start with HTML, then head, then title. So write data types in PHP. Then close the title. Then close the header. Then go for body type. This you can go for H1. You can write like types in PHP. Then close the H1. Heading tag. H1 stands for heading tag. Now here I can go for less than question mark PHP. Now this, when I go for data types in PHP, we have integer, then we have float, then string, bool for boolean variable, then we have array and null. Now these are the data types what we need to check. Now when you go for the integers, it's only purely numbers without any decimal values. If suppose I go for $z equal to, so when this is a representative for a variable in PHP, so you can refer to my previous video for the variables. $z equal to, if at all I'm writing 5. If you want to know the data type of this particular variable, you have a function called var underscore dump, and you can just write $z. Okay. Now we just check this one. Then we close the body. Then we close the string. Just we'll see what is the output first. Save the file. Every time when you do modify, just right click this one. You need to go for reload server. So you can see data types in PHP. Int is a data type and 5 is the value for that particular data. If you can see this output, the value is 5. But what is the data type? How to find out? We have var underscore dump function where you need to check out, you need to write the variable here so that it gives the data type. So here the 5 belongs to integer. Here you get integer with the 5 value. So if you can see the output in browser, int with 5 is the value. If suppose I change here to 15, just save and again open in browser, you get the value equal 15, but the data type is integer. So var underscore dump is a function which is going to give the data type of your value. We don't specify externally. Like in other language, we used to write int, float, double like that. We just declare the variable name with the dollar symbol. And if you want to know the data type, we go for var underscore dump function. Okay, now if I tell I go for y equal to some 3.4. Then when you go for decimal values, It belongs to the float category. Okay, if you want to go for the string, equal to hello, then where underscore dump is dollar str. Then if you go for a bool variable, I'll write something like dollar x1 equal to true. Then to find out, we go for where dump dollar x1. You go for array. So let's say dollar $c1 equal to, you need to go with the function called array. And here the array is a collection of multiple values, and we can write different data types also. Suppose if I write something called hello, then I'll write something called 13. If I write 13.4, then again I'll write something called world. So like that, you can specify multiple values. Then underscore dump of $c1 for the array. Then we have null value. So I take some variable at d equal to null. Then var underscore dump of $d. Now we are covered with integer, float, then string, then boolean, then array, and then null. So all types we are covered. So just we'll check the output by saving this. Right click, open file in browser. I can see first one is integer, second one is float, 3.4 is float. String is nothing but hello, but it contains 5 characters, so here it is given the size. Then boolean with a true value. Then array, how many elements you have written? If you can see the array here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you got the array of 5 here, the size. The 0 index is hello, which is holding a string with 5 characters. Index of 1 belongs to an integer, that is an integer. You get this output. Index of 2 is a 13.4, which is a float. Index of 3 is a world with 5 characters. Again, you get string of 5. And the index of, for the fifth element, is true value, boolean of true value. Okay, so totally 5. So this closes the array here, and finally you get the null value because we initialize $d equal to null. Okay, so if you want to go for typecasting, the element like converting string to an integer or integer to a string, let's say I'll take something called x2 equal to, I want to convert this y to a string. So I'll just go for typing string and $y. I need to go for. Then you just check dump of $x2. Just say that means this $xy is a float, but you want to make it as a string. You need to write like this before that particular variable, before assignment. So there is a called typecasting. Then the expected answer is the string now x2. It's not float. So can you see 3.4 and double quotes means it is a string. Okay. So including that dot, it is taking 3 digits as a value. So these are the data types in PHP. And I hope advanced inputs on how to declare and find out the data types in PHP. If you like this video, please share it to your friends. Thank you.